Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1. It's Monday morning. I hadn't posted in a few days, and I'll tell you why. Friday, I was going to go check the mail. So I took the e-bike down to the mailbox. This is our private driveway, private road, so our mailboxes are not right at our house. I went to go check it. No mail. So I said, I'll see how close she is before I ride home. So I turned and went down the road and didn't see her. I passed a couple with a dog that were sightseeing. I then went as far as I wanted to go. I turned around and came back. Out of the blue, that dog attacked me. Bit me 2 times. Bit me in the left kneecap, on the outside of the kneecap. Bit me in the right ankle. The attack was instant, because when I went through it first, when I passed him, the dog was not even aggressive at all. Didn't even pay me any attention. So I got bit twice. Definitely needed some medical care, just self-medical care. So it taught me something. I had no first aid kit on the e-bike. I'm going to change that and attach one to the handlebars, because if it was a really severe injury, I was out there by myself. The people didn't even have a bottle of water so I could rinse it off immediately, try to clean it. This wasn't just like a little scratch, this was a chunk. Luckily he didn't tear flesh out, but you can definitely see all his nice little teeth. So I'm also worried about infection. I was also worried about rabies. Things to take away from this is this person did not have any paperwork to prove that they had their shots up to date, and they're from Louisiana. Louisiana requires the rabies shots, which I later went home and checked to make sure. Also in South Carolina, you have to keep your dog on a leash. That way it doesn't bite people. Also, you have to show proof of vaccinations and be the rabies shot. So they didn't have any paperwork, so I was taking a gamble. They were a young couple. I believe if I would have called the police to report the bite without them showing proof of the shots, I think the dog could have been quarantined for 10 days if they could not prove the shots. Now, they assured me they had the paperwork, so I trusted them. Looking back, I don't know if I should have done that. They were sort of apologetic, but they weren't that much of apologetic. I think they were shocked. I think they were scared I was going to sue them or something. I assured them I was not going to sue them because I was trying to put myself in their position. And dogs do crazy things. It was a very nice dog in the sense of well maintained. You could tell it was their pride and joy. So I was pretty assured that they probably kept it up to dates on the shots. So I told them. That was on a Friday. Saturday evening, they would have been back home. I said, Saturday evening when you get home, take pictures of it and just send me the information, please, on my phone. What did I do? I took pictures of them. I took pictures of the bites in the road with the bike there. I took pictures of their vehicle, their dog, their license plate. I had him call me on his cell phone, so I definitely knew that was a good number. I just didn't want to say, hey, give me your cell phone number in case he gave me a fake one. I wish they would have been more apologetic. Like, my pants were definitely wrecked. They never offered, hey, can we at least pay for your pants? Not even close to that. So that was a little disappointing, you know, but they probably were, they definitely were scared. They, oh no, what are we going to do? But they sent me the paperwork, so I'm relieved because Sunday morning, if I did not have that paperwork, I was going to go start rabies shots, and I didn't really want to do that. I did not want shots. Now I'm just worried about infection. The wounds are looking great. I heal very quickly. I had no problem stopping the blood because I clot very easily. So after dealing with them, I had to get home, got home on my e-bike, and then cleaned the wounds very good. They're scabbed up immediately, so really there's no more cleaning I could do of the wounds without, you know, popping the scabs off, and I didn't want to do that. So right now they're healing great. It doesn't really hurt that much. So I'm good, but what did I learn from this thing? I learned if you have a dog and you're traveling, have copies, literally copies of your shot records for your animals. Even a record where you could give it to the person. So have an extra copy with you, 2 copies. So if your dog does something stupid, because I was more inclined to call 911 because they had no proof of shots. If they would immediately pulled out paperwork and said, here's their dog, here's my shot record, I would have felt 1,000% better letting them drive off without calling the 911 and getting some law enforcement documentation out there. But I did not want their dog confiscated for 10 days. They've been very costly to them. They'd had to come back and get the dog. So I was trying to put myself in their shoes. So I'm going to put a first aid kit on the e-bike, and make sure you have copies of all your documents. You know, some people have tags on there. It might be good to have the actual physical paperwork showing exactly the date everything was done. So that's where I've been for 3 days. I'm in no really pain right now, a little irritated, but I will survive. I just got to thinking, though, in a grid down situation, there's going to be a lot of wild dogs out there that have been released because people can't afford to feed them. People, as we go through economic hard times, they're not going to be keeping their shot records up to date because keeping a dog is very expensive with all the shots. So there's going to be more chances of you getting rabies. Rabies is fatal in humans. If you get rabies, and the thing about that is you might not show signs, and as soon as you show signs of rabies, it's too late. The treatment plan will probably not work for you at all. There's no medicine they can give you. It's 100% death. So I'm thinking about this long term. You might want to increase your fencing so dogs cannot get in. I had a buddy just told me last night, because of this story I told him, that a mutual friend got attacked by a squirrel and bit. The squirrel's acting very aggressively, so they actually put him on all the shots for rabies. So in a grid down situation, you might want to keep any animal away from your kids that you don't know, be it wild animals for sure, but even dogs that come into your yard in a grid down situation. Put a fence up. Keep that dog separated from your kids, because a dog with rabies, it can do a lot of damage to your family. One small bite and you get penetration, definitely would be a concern. I understand, I guess that rabies can stay in your system a while before it shows the first sign, so it might be, I guess, months later before you actually realize, hey, that was definitely a rabid dog or a rabid animal that got me. So, some takeaways. In a grid down situation, there's going to be no vaccination or no treatment plan for suspected rabies. So keep animals away from you. Any animal that looks or acts weird, keep away from it and instantly kill it. If you see a crazy raccoon that was acting weird, not normal, oh, I would put every effort into destroying that thing and burying it very deep or doing whatever is necessary so people don't come in contact with that animal. So I hope this helps you and you learned something. Paperwork, if you travel with your dogs, multiple copies. First aid kit on your bike or on your person. Luckily, I had no problem stopping the blood. But, you know, it could have been worse. It could have been severely worse, and probably would have had to use my belt and my t-shirt. So, that's where I've been for 3 days. Thanks for watching.